Oh, you make me wanna talk back to you. Say it like that. If I hate you, then find someone.
Hey there guys, welcome back to another video. So today we're taking a look at the Divoom Smart Pixel speaker, and this here is an update to their Timebox Mini Pixel Art speaker, which I had reviewed a year ago. And this is one of the nicest looking packages for a small speaker that I have seen, so they did an excellent job here. So wedged to the top of the box is a small box that contains some postcards. So here's a look at the postcards that they included. And you also get some stickers, and that is pretty cool, and I'll spread them out so you can get a better look at them, so you can go ahead and pause it if you want. And along with all of that is the user manual as well. So moving right along, next to the speaker is an accessory box, and inside that box is a micro USB cable for charging and the aux cable. The speaker is securely fitted in the box with some foam to protect it, and when I took out the speaker out of the box, I noticed that it wasn't as heavy as when it was in the box, so the box contributed to some of its weight. Now the speaker is made out of hard plastic with a glossy look to it. The build quality feels and looks great. This will be an eye candy for those who enjoy design. The craftsmanship here is excellent. The speaker has Bluetooth version 5.0, and the pairing process was very quick, and the connection is strong within 30 feet. They got very creative with the design compared to their Timebox Mini, which was a square but was still cool. The old school TV look is on point with two working dials on the right here. It comes in multiple colors, and the link will be below in the description for you to check it out. The top dial is clickable as well as the bottom dial. Pressing down on the top dial will change the look of the time. You can also change the color of the time in the app. More on that further on. Rotating the dial will cycle through the main faces. And the bottom knob is for controlling the volume, which you can also control from your phone if you want. The bottom button below that is to switch between your modes. You can go from Bluetooth to the aux, and if you have a micro SD card inserted in there, it will show up as an option. The speaker has a small display size compared to the previous model, but it looks sharper. It has a 16x16 full RGB display with 256 RGB LEDs. So a bit of a con is that the display does not have a very good viewing angle. At certain angles it looks very dim. The best view is perpendicular to the panel, so you have to have it directly in front of you to get the best view. It's not really an issue at nighttime, only in the daytime, so just something to keep in mind. Moving to the back of the speaker, there are the connection ports. There's a power button that you can press when you have the dust cover on. Next to that is the aux port, followed by the micro USB port, and you also get a micro SD card slot. I really like what they did with the speaker hole cutouts. They rest on the top of the speaker with a subtle look. The base comes out of the back here, and I really like what they did with the microphone cutout. Instead of just having one sad pinhole for it like many other speakers do, they decided to go with the smaller speaker grill design that just really fits well with the TV look. They certainly put a lot of attention to detail, and the microphone is very good. The person on the other side had no complaints on being able to hear me, and it worked well within 4 feet. So when you're getting a call, the display will light up, and it will only light up. The reason for why you're hearing the name call out, it's because it's a feature on the OnePlus 6. It's not a feature of the speaker, so I just want to point that out. So before we move on to the app, let's take a listen to the audio quality. So here's a quick audio sample.
Oh, you make me wanna talk back to you. Say it like that. If I hate you, then find someone new. Baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. Say sorry. Oh, maybe I'll leave, baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill.
The speaker has a 6-watt driver, and for its size it's surprisingly loud. The audio quality is great. It's not the best at its price point, There are other speakers out there that are way better because they have bigger drivers at that price point, but the selling point for this speaker is not just the audio, but the cool animations and elegant design as well as the push notifications. So jumping into the app, there are a ton of things you can do, so I will briefly go over a few things. There are many designs and animations you can choose from to show up on a display. There's an entire library from the cloud where everyone can upload their own images to share, and it is categorized and it goes from simple ones to really complicated ones. You can also customize your own, so there are endless designs you can get on the screen. It is a very simple and straightforward app. Everything you do on here is in real time, so that is very cool. So you can see me here trying to design my logo, and you can also do the stop animation ones if you want to go ahead and do that. So again, you get an unlimited choices of designs that you can choose from. So like I mentioned earlier, you get push notifications, but first you have to give it access to your phone. So it will mirror the app's notifications onto the screen of this speaker. And every time you get a notification, it will pop up on the speaker display. And here's a list of the supported apps. So that way you don't miss any notifications when you have your phone charging in another room or someone else is just using it. So that there alone is a pretty cool feature. You can also use it as a scoreboard so that everyone can see it when you're playing a game. You can also play games on the speaker by using the knobs on the TV. You can play Tetris and other games as well to pass the time. I don't think many will use this, but in case you want to, it's there. Besides that, you can also use the speaker as an alarm clock, and there are several sounds you can pick from to wake up to, and you can also change what the color is going to be when you wake up to it and what the volume is going to be at. And you can set a schedule for different times. There are also some sounds to help you fall asleep, and you can set a schedule for it to play automatically on that. So something cool about this speaker is that it can help you become a DJ with this mixer section. Not really, but I have no clue what I am doing, but it's fun and something to pass the time with. So that is pretty neat. Now carrying over to the battery life, depending on what you're going to have the speaker do, it will dictate how much battery life you will get. The speaker has a 3000 milliamp hour battery inside, and it lasted me 1.5 days, so approximately 38 hours with just the playing time and not being connected to my phone. If you use it to listen to music for 5 to 6 hours, it will last only 22 hours or so. Now if for some reason you decide to have the speaker run a marathon, it will give you 10 hours of music playback time before it gets drained. It was difficult testing the speaker battery life because depending on how much you will be using it to listen to music and at what volume you have it, it's going to be draining differently because the display is always on, so it's always constantly draining a little bit. So unless you turn off the speaker when you leave the house and you turn it on when you get home, you can probably get about 2 or 3 days. So that is good. Alright, so that concludes today's review. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below and I'll get to them as soon as I can. If you enjoyed the video or found the video helpful, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more tech related videos, and I will talk to you on the next one.
Never say sorry. Oh, maybe I'll leave. Maybe, but you know